Hello everybody, it's Anna here again today, and today we are at St Tudno's Church here on the Great Orme in Llandudno in North Wales, and we're going to be learning about the Celtic monk St Tudno, who started a church here in a cave in the 6th century, and worship today is still going on. So come along and join us, you're very, very welcome. Don't forget, welcome in Welsh is croeso. Like I said, we are here on the Great Orme, on the northern side of the Great Orme at Llandudno, and look at that, perfect. A sheep, and as most of you may know, the Bible talks about how we are the sheep of his pasture and Jesus is the shepherd. So Alf and I thought it was quite funny that a sheep is sat here in the church graveyard. Anyway, I'm digressing. But we are on the Great Orme, and for those of you that are interested, we do have more videos on the Great Orme on our channel if you're interested. Just thought I'd mention that. But this little church of St Tudno, with its churchyard and adjacent town cemetery still in regular use, and this church is open daily during the season. It was built in the 12th century on a Christian site dating from the 6th century and dedicated to the memory of its founder, St Tudno. Now, St Tudno was one of the 7 sons of King Llewellyn, whose legendary kingdom in Cardigan Bay was submerged by tidal activity. That's who St Tudno was. And each son went to an isolated part of Wales to preach the Christian faith to the people. And later Tudno established the church here on the Great Orme, and the Ogof Clech, which is a small cave on the headland, difficult to access but with a clear spring of water, was St Tudno's cell, apparently, from which he took the faith of Christ to the local people. St Tudno's Church is a monument and a witness to the men and women of faith who through the ages and to this present day brought the peace of Christ to the people of Llandudno. It's just fantastic that God has been worshipped on this site since the 6th century. And when Celtic monk or Celtic missionary Tudno established the cell on the Great Orme during the time of MAELGWN GWYNEDD, known as the King of Gwynedd, 490 to 549. Those of you that have been watching our channel for a while, you would have heard me mention him in our Welsh history lessons. Now, Tudno may have at first inhabited the cave, as I mentioned earlier, but later created an enclosure or Llan. Here we are, look. Sorry, I'm digressing, but this is inside the beautiful church. I'll carry on now with the history. But tradition says that the community gathered around this Llan, and this was the beginning of Llandudno. St Tudno is the town's patron saint as well. And look at this beautiful, beautiful church. And the word for church in Welsh is eglwys. And this church here that we see today is much modified, as you can imagine, but some walls have been dated to the 12th century, while the others are mostly 15th century. And in the summer, like I've said, outdoor services are very popular and are conducted from a stone pulpit. I think you might be able to see it in a bit as I scan around. That was put up in the churchyard in 1914, but look at the views of the sea there. It's a stunning position. And just to say that a Llan was a particular monastic institution of the Celtic Church, and the word itself means an enclosure which would have surrounded the cell and church of the holy man or woman, and which would have included also other dwellings. Though the name of the church, the parish and the town of Llandudno is derived from that of St Tudno, nothing really is known of the saint's life and legacy, though he has been commemorated on June the 5th since medieval times. That's known as St Tudno's Day. But what we do know is enough. that he started the church in the 6th century and it's still going strong to this day, preaching to everyone that comes on holiday and attends a service here. So that's his legacy, and just in front of the door of the church there is the pulpit I was mentioning earlier, and you'll see a close-up coming up in just a little bit. It's just there, but you'll see it better in the photograph after this one. There we are now, look, there it is in front of the door, the pulpit and the benches where people sit for the open-air services. So we'll leave it there for today at St Tudno's Church here on the Great Orme in Llandudno, and we'll say ta-ta for now, and we'll see you on the next adventure or the next Welsh lesson or the next Welsh history lesson. Don't forget to keep practicing your Welsh, because practice makes perfect. Ta-ta for now. Nos da.